Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Today we have a Boston Celtics video for you guys. They are 49-30, currently 2 games back of the Miami Heat for getting the 1 seed. I think right now, Boston, especially without Robert Williams till, they say the second week of playoffs, the second round of playoffs, which I just feel like he's going to be back at some point in the first round, but I don't want to get too ahead of myself. But basically, you have 3 games remaining. They have the Bulls, Grizzlies, and I want to say the Bucks. The Bucks are actually knocking on their door. They only have a half-game lead ahead of Milwaukee, so I don't think Boston's going to get to that 1 seed because Miami's kind of starting to figure it out again. But getting that 2 seed could be very nice. It could be very nice. Now, the play-in tournament, we'll see who gets the 7th seed. I think it'll probably go to Atlanta, although I wouldn't be too surprised if Charlotte got it. But I saw this tweet from Celtics Muse, which is a great Twitter account, might I add. But over the last 2 months, the Celtics have the #1 offense and #1 defense in the NBA. So I think when I look at the NBA as a whole, I look at the Western Conference and I'm like, all right, I think Phoenix is probably the best team. Well, Memphis is red hot. Red hot. So look over to the East. Well, honestly, I think Boston is probably the best team in the East and the hottest team in the East. So Boston to the finals, I really don't think is that far-fetched. You have Jayson Tatum and Jaylen Brown just running the ship. And, I understand Time Lord is a huge piece, but let's say you get that 2 seed or even at the worst the 3 seed, I think Boston should be able to take care of whoever they have in the first round regardless. I don't think any teams really want to play Boston with or without Robert Williams, especially without Robert Williams, but I don't think you want to play him without. I really don't. They're the #1 offense. They're the #1 defense for a reason. I love Robert Williams. I think he's the most underrated dude in the NBA. But statistically, 10 points, 10 rebounds, I think he has a much bigger impact on the defensive end. Well, the guys who have been stepping up for him, Grant Williams and Daniel Tice, they've been playing really solid. And I'm really eager. I'm excited to see what the final 3 starting lineups look like. Because we've seen Grant Williams be the starting 4. We've seen Daniel Tice be the starting 4 with Al Horford out there. So I'm really interested to see what they decide to go with to finish off the season because come playoffs, you're definitely going to be without Robert for the first handful of basketball games. But, welcome back to the channel. Hit the like button, hit that sub button for more Celtics content. One of the stuff I've been talking about all month, pretty much, the month of March, was how big of a signing Daniel Tice was, trade was. How big of a trade Derek White was. I can't believe that they were even able to acquire Derek White for what they paid for Derek White, essentially. It was a highway robbery trade, and Boston's a genius. They're literally just geniuses over there. Shout out Brad Stevens and the GM. But you have Tatum leading the league in net rating with 11.7. You have, Jaylen Brown and Tatum with 20-plus in 9 straight basketball games. So the way Boston started, it is so unbelievably crazy that they are here right now. It is actually crazy. And shout out Jaylen Brown, shout out Jayson Tatum for making it work, because I don't think that they had any doubt in their mind, but there was a lot of doubt outside of the city of Boston as far as, can this duo work? Well, right now, both of them are getting to work. They're making impacts on the defensive end, and they're scoring the basketball. When you have both of those 2 traits from your best 2 players, you're going to be hard to stop. Also want to show some love to Marcus Smart, because he's kind of almost kind of like the heart of this team. He's kind of like I don't even know if I want to say the Draymond Green, but he kind of is like the Draymond Green. He's like Pat Beverly. He's just an absolute dog. You don't want to mess with Marcus Smart. No one's really gonna mess with Marcus Smart. But this season, I've been really impressed, especially as of late, post All-Star break, with his playmaking ability. There was a game a couple of nights ago. What was it? It might have been against Indiana, the blowout against Indiana, where I don't think it was Indiana, but recently Marcus Smart had a game where he had 3 points and 10 assists, 12 assists, something like that. Boston needed playmaking After the first month of the season, that was like Boston's biggest thing was playmakers, playmakers, playmakers. Schroeder wasn't getting the job done for him. Marcus Smart was fine, but Marcus Smart, he's been balling his ass off. He's been playmaking really nice. And then, like I said, the move with Derek White, he's a huge, huge addition for him. He's been a great playmaker, along with Peyton Pritchard, who's also been a great playmaker for him. So could you imagine if the Celtics didn't trade for Daniel Tice right now? They'd probably, I mean, you'd probably have Grant Williams stick in the starting lineup, but your backup would be Enes Kanter or Enes Freedom. And especially defensively, there just is not a single thing there. So Boston, with a great midseason move, probably the best of the entire NBA at the trade deadline, and we'll see where they can get. But 49-30, with the way they started off, they're clearly the hottest team in the year of 2022. 2 months, you've had the best offense, you've had the best defense. So it's kind of hard to imagine a world where a team is, especially in the Eastern Conference, is going to stop this Boston Celtics team. So let me know in the comment section how far you see the Boston Celtics getting in the playoffs. And as always, hit the like button, hit that sub button. We'll see you guys later.